Okay, so in this video, I wanted to talk about the Insta360 Go 3. This is a very cool camera, and as you can see, I got the black edition. There is also a white edition, and this is probably the most fun I've had with a camera for years. It sort of reminds me of the first GoPro that I ever bought. It was the GoPro Hero Black 3, I think. And this one is just so much fun. That's the thing that I love about action cameras. They're just fun to use. But this one in particular is good for a bunch of reasons. So one of the key features of this thing is that this is more of a case and you have the camera stuck inside here with magnets, right? So you just pop this out and this is the actual size of the camera. And it's so tiny. It's incredible how tiny this is. And you don't even have to use this case. You can actually, there is actually a button here so you can program it. Like if you do one press, it will record. If you do two presses, it will take a picture. And so considering, when I grew up, I remember my dad's old VCR camera and it was so big and bulky and the battery life was just trash. But this thing, it's so tiny and it records it for 50 minutes. With the case on, it will record for even longer than that. It doesn't overheat and it's got built-in memory. I got the 128 gigabyte version, but honestly, you will probably make do with 32 gigs or 64 gigs. But I use 128 because I never want to be maxed out by the memory on this thing. So one of the really cool features about this thing is that this case, and you can record things like this, and you have a screen in the back, like you see here, and you can use the flip out like so. And I love this feature because when I record videos, I don't like to have a camera close to my face and record like this. I like to have it a little bit down like this, and so I get nice viewing perspective. So I really like that. But another cool feature about this is that you can remove the camera and you still get the image from the camera in this little case. And this is very, very cool. I mean, you do have this feature on action cameras in the sense that you can always connect it to your smartphone. And on your smartphone, you can see what you're recording with the action camera. But with this thing, it just works so fluidly. You just connect it, you just remove this thing, and it always stays connected. So I really like that. Now, if there's something that needs to be addressed about this action camera, it is the image quality. And this is the thing that's been making me not want to get the Insta360 Go 1, the Go 2, and it even had me on the fence when it came to the Insta360 Go 3 that I'm holding here, because it does not shoot in 4K. Now, I've made videos about this, that I think that in today's society, 1080p is really good enough. But when you compare this to, a GoPro that records in 5.3K or the Insta360 Ace Pro that records in 8K, 2.7K as this max out at feels a bit, it could be better. You know what I'm saying? And so you feel like you're kind of missing out on that image quality. But you really need to pixel peep in order to tell the difference. Now, there are certain people who are very sensitive for this, like people who are camera geeks like myself. I can watch a YouTube video and I can tell you instantly if this was recorded in 1080p or 4K. With this one, I can definitely tell that it's not 4K, but the image quality is good. Now, you can take pictures and you can take videos, and still I think that the benefits of this camera overall, it still is a lot better than the downsides of it. So what I mean with that? Well, so for example, it has a very square sensor. It's not a rectangular sensor like on most cameras, which means that I can film like this or I can film like this and it will still give me the same type of image. That is really remarkable. That is something that I wish my smartphone had. And the magnetic features of this thing is just amazing. Like, you get this little pendant when you get this camera. You can put it around your neck, and you just basically connect it to this thing, and you can have it under your shirt, and you can do a vlogging video where you just walk and talk, and you record everything that happens around you, which is actually good for traveling. And it connects magnetically to a bunch of accessories that you also get with this thing. It connects very easily, and it's very sturdy. It doesn't fall off. You have to press these two buttons to get it off. And if you want to use the case, this one is also magnetic, so it will also stick to magnetic things. And I think that's really, really cool. So I've been playing around with this for a couple of weeks. I've just been having so much fun. I've been experimenting with it. I've been putting it in very extreme angles. You know, I put it up in the ceiling. I put it in all sorts of situations where I normally could not put a full frame camera or a GoPro or a smartphone. This one is just great. Like, let's say just taking a walk and you can just attach it to like a lamppost or something, you know? It's fun with magnets, you know? Magnets are fun. And when you connect magnets with a camera, it's just twice the fun. And so I would say that the downside of the Insta360 Go 3 is unfortunately the image quality. I wish it was a tad better, but I still think it's worth it. And no, I'm not being paid by Insta360. I bought this with my own hard-earned money. I still think it's a fantastic camera, and I highly recommend it. I really do. Like, I made a case that the Insta360 Ace Pro is good because it has 8K recording and it will be useful, you know, 10 years from now. This one obviously doesn't have 8K, but it's just so much fun. And so sometimes I think that it's important to make choices based on what will bring the most joy for the present time, you know, not just the future. And this camera delivers every single time. And everybody I've showed this to have been so impressed with it. It's a very fun camera to use. I think you can use it for all sorts of things, for content creation, for traveling. Really, sky's the limit. Like, good videos, good content obviously comes from the head and not the camera, but this is a good tool. So with your imagination, if you can imagine using these magnets and this tiny little camera in very odd situations, it's really fantastic. Now, image stabilization on this thing is very good. It's got a very wide angle, so you got that cover, and you can also change it in the settings. And battery life is phenomenal, like I said. The Insta360 menu system is very good. You can change a lot of things. The image stabilization, you can go from low, medium, high, and stuff like that. It's got a very good app, the Insta360 app, where you can edit your videos, you can add effects, and you can do all sorts of fun things. You can move them over to your smartphone or whatnot. And if you want to move video files and pictures from this thing to your computer, you can just hook it up using a USB-C cable. And I would say that the transfer speed is not too quick, but then again, the files are not too big either on this thing, so it really doesn't matter. Anyway, this thing comes with my highest recommendation. Now, if image quality is your biggest concern, go for the Insta360 Ace Pro. But if you want a fun, compact little camera that fits anywhere, literally anywhere, the Go 3 is the one to use. Okay, that's all I had for today. Hope you enjoyed this little video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.